If I have to give a description of a quiet place that I usually go to, the first one that springs to my mind must be the library, which is located at my university. So the first time that I went to this place was the time that I had a meeting with my friend in order to work on a project. And after that, I realized this place is an ideal place for studying because it not only offers table and chairs for sitting, but also air conditioners, which making this place become a com- which making this place become a comfortable place for studying. Uh, Therefore, I have spent more time go to this library, especially on the day when I have to class in the morning and in the afternoon. After finishing the first class, I will have a break about 4 hours, so I would go to this library in order to study by myself. Uh, the awesome things about this library is that it offers a range of documentary, which is really helpful for students who want to study by themselves or work on research. Another thing that I found Another thing that I think also good for students is that this library also allows students to take a nap, so they could recover their energies to prepare for the next class in the afternoon. And I feel, and from my perspective, uh, I think that this library is really awesome because of a lot of beneficial features that it offers for students, and it also allows students to recover their energy. Battery. Why are there more noises made at home than in the past? Well, I think the cause that making more noise at home now compared to the past is the development of technology. In the past, when people want to spend their leisure time, they are often reading books or hanging out with their friends or relatives. However, nowadays, with a lot of tech devices, digital devices like smartphone, tablet, and televisions, people working on uh, using this device as a method for the relaxation. So, the appearance of the device making more making the house more noisy than in the past. Why do old people prefer to live in quiet places? Well, I think that we all agree that old elderly in generally would prefer to live in a quiet place. I think the reason for this is that a quiet place is often a place where there aren't much activities, making people who live in this kind of environment feel more relaxed. So the older people who are no longer good at working would feel more relaxed while living in this place compared to the noisy place where there are lots of uh, where people are so busy. Living in the quiet place would make older people feel more tired. Do you think only old people have time for leisure? Well, people often sees old people who are retired from work will have more time for their leisure. However, I do not share these opinions. I acknowledge that people nowadays are really busy for their work, from students to the adult individuals. They spend a lot of time for their studying and their jobs. However, there are a lot of people who could manage to compare to balance their life between their work and their leisure, so they still have so accordingly I believe that people still have times for their leisure. Accordingly, I believe that not only older people have time for their leisure, but also students, but also the younger generation. How does technology affect the way people spend their leisure time? Uh, I believe that the development of technologies have such an incredible influence on the way that we spending our leisure time. In the past, there aren't much activities to do in the leisure time. People were often reading books and go have outdoor activities. But now things have changed significantly. Digital devices offer a range of entertainment for people, from the TV shows to video games, making indoor activities now are much more comfortable for people, much more comfortable and interesting for people. So therefore, I uh, def- therefore that's how technologies have changed our style of spending leisure time. How do people spend their leisure time in your country? Well, in my country, I think that people have their own way to spend their to spending time to spend their leisure time. For the young generation, they're really keen on using digital devices like smartphone in order to surf the internet or playing video games on their leisure time. For the mid-age generation, for the mid-age individuals, they really love watching televisions and uh, and TV show. Uh, and now even the old now even the elderly would really love to use smartphone or tablet to watch news on it instead of using television. S- uh, the, Hence that how people in my country spend their leisure time. Is it easy to find quiet play in your country? Why? Well, the current place I'm living is Da Nang City, which is a really busy place. However, I still believe that people could find a quiet place really easy in this city. Uh, in the center of cities, there are a really big library where they offer a lot of documentaries and an ideal quiet place. Besides, um, the rural area in my countries are not really far away from the centers of the urban area. It it's only took about an hours of driving to go to the remote area where the atmosphere is much more quiet than the centers of the city. Accordingly, I believe that finding a quiet place in my country is really easy.